Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2019 Honda Odyssey EXL. Up front is a 3.5 liter V6 and down below is a 9-speed automatic transmission. If you want to read more of my thoughts, head on over to carmarshall.com/overdrive where I'll be writing a complete article about the Honda Odyssey, as well as if you would like to see my videos earlier than they are posted here on YouTube, check out my Patreon for $2 a month. You can see all of my videos as soon as I finish them without having to wait until I upload them, which could be days or weeks later. But let's get back to that 3.5 liter V6. Now, we've dealt with this engine before. If you guys saw my Honda Passport review, it's essentially the same engine that you'll find in the Passport. Nothing too crazy there. It does make a good amount of power, but the Odyssey is a larger vehicle, so of course we'll have to give it a test. All right, so we're gonna do a little pull here in the Honda Odyssey, which I just switched it to sport mode, and it really aggressively just downshifted at me. This thing's ready to go. It's really holding on to these gears. So sport mode, Honda Odyssey, 3.5 liter V6, 9-speed automatic. Wow. Okay. Not face melting, but that is quick. I mean, sport mode really did make a big difference. And I now apologize to the other Hondas I've reviewed and not put into sport mode. Wow, really good turning radius too. Wow, wow. I just turned around in a really small intersection. But that really did feel quick. Now, like I said, it's a 9-speed automatic transmission, but if you get the Elite or the Touring, you actually get 10 speed. So you actually get one more gear in the Elite and Touring trim levels of the Honda Odyssey. But this is the 9-speed. Like we saw, there's no real issues here. I like that it's not a CVT. I don't know of any minivans that have CVTs yet, but I really like it. It's a solid transmission and it does the job. Last but not least, the Honda Odysseys are front-wheel drive. So let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have similar gauges to the Passport CR-V and the Accord. On my far left is my temperature. On the far right is my fuel. In the center, I have my speed, which is actually in digits, and then I have my really, really cool RPM gauge, which is sort of like an older Honda S2000 sort of ish thing. Although, what I learned is that you can go to settings and hit show tachometer. So if you don't want to see your tachometer, you can actually turn it off, which personally I leave it on. I like knowing what my engine's doing, but if you think it's just annoying, if you think it's too much clutter, you can actually get rid of it, which is really neat. On the steering wheel, I have my controls for that center screen on the gauges, as well as lane keep assist, cruise control, and that sort of thing on the right. On the steering wheel, interestingly enough, there are paddle shifters. So you can drive your minivan with paddle shifters. I think whoever designed the paddle shifters at Honda must be one of the best salesmen ever, because not only did the Honda Odyssey get paddle shifters, if you guys didn't see my review, I drove a Honda Clarity. Their plug-in hybrid had paddle shifters. So whoever invented Honda's paddle shifters must be a great salesman and talked everyone into putting his or her paddle shifters into every Honda. Crazy. To the left, I have a bunch of different buttons, and a lot of these are minivan specific buttons. So I have the open and close door button on the far left. So that will power the giant doors on the back. You can also turn that on and off. So you can actually turn on and off the power doors, which is interesting. Then to the right of that, there is the tailgate button for the power tailgate. Traction control off, lane keep assist, and collision warning. Then down below that is where you find your parking brake and brake hold button. Now, as I've talked about, brake hold just means that when that is engaged, you come up to a stop, you press the brake a little extra hard, you can take your foot off the brake and the car won't move. Then I have 2 memory seats on the door. Very nice. I really, really love memory seats. And then your typical window controls, which the rear windows are 1 touch down and 1 touch up, as well as the front windows are. Now we move into the center stack, which this EXL has the navigation package, so it does have the nicer center screen. It has navigation, Bluetooth, rear entertainment. So let's click on rear entertainment. So what rear entertainment does is you can actually set the rear headphones, because there are headphones in the rear. You can actually set them to have a different entertainment than up front. So say you're on a long drive and you are the driver and you want to listen to 80s rock music, that's fine. The rear entertainment, they can actually listen to something else. They can listen to Justin Bieber, whatever they want to listen to. Now, another cool thing is that there's something called cabin talk. Now, what cabin talk is you can actually talk. There's a microphone up front here. You can actually talk to the people in the back through the microphone. It's like a PA system, which is really, really neat. I don't know if it's 100% necessary, but it is really cool. The last thing I'll say about this infotainment system is that there actually is Apple CarPlay as well. I really like that if you don't like a car's particular entertainment system, you can just Apple CarPlay and all of your problems are solved. Now let's talk about the climate control. There are a couple interesting things down below here. There are two big buttons that say front climate and rear climate. This is for obvious reasons, but I really like how it's set up. They're symmetrical. I think the buttons look really good there, and you have these really nice sort of fighter jet style adjustments for the actual temperature. Then down below that, I really like the whole shifter area. I think it looks really cool. I think especially with it lit up, I think it just looks really good, honestly. And there you'll find your shifter. That's that middle part with the PRND/S. Then to the left on either side, you get the heated seat options. And then towards the driver, you have two other options for Econ. So that's economy mode. You're going to get a little bit better gas mileage here and there. And then you also have snow mode. So we can put it into snow mode, which actually up on the dash, there's normal and snow. So normal just has an Odyssey driving on the street, and then snow actually has an Odyssey driving in the snow, which that is really, really neat. I like it when they do that. I like that little touch of the cars inside the gauge cluster. Then down below the center stack, you do get a Blu-ray player, which is interesting. And of course, a power outlet down below that. Then you get a pretty sizable center console, which has an openable like little trap door. And in there, you'll find charging ports and an aux input. The seats are really comfortable. Like I said, they're heated, and these particular ones are leather. So the EXL is sort of a mid-range Odyssey, but it does have the leather. The leather carries onto the doors. It's really nice in here. You know, doing these Honda reviews, I've really come to learn that Honda really does take pride in the materials that they use. Even though this is a mid-range minivan, it feels a lot nicer than just mid-range. But I digress a little bit. This is a minivan. Let's talk about the back seats. All right, so I am in the back of the 2019 Honda Odyssey, and a couple things to note back here. First of all, these seats probably look like they're not leather. I didn't think that they were leather when I first got in the car. These are actually seat covers. You can get these from the dealer. They're seat covers, so if you have really little kids, or if you have a dog, especially a dog. So these covers are really nice, but there is leather underneath this. DVD player, I know I'm probably gonna block myself out by doing this, but fold down screen, which is really nice. Climate control is on the opposite side. It's on the passenger side. Climate control for back here. Then down below, I have two USB chargers, and that is where my HDMI input is, which is really nice. No dangling wires here, so if you wanna plug in like an Xbox or something like that. If you want to plug in an Xbox or something, you can plug it in and you're not going to have a wire dangling, which is really nice. Other than that, power windows, power doors, you know the gist pretty much. It's a minivan. Comfortable back seats. I mean, this would be pretty comfortable on a long journey. And of course, to finish off the interior, big old sunroof. Now, like I mentioned, power tailgate for the trunk. I'll give a little video here of the trunk. It's decently sizable. It's not any smaller than any of its competitors. It's not any really that much bigger than any of its competitors, but it is a nice area. You can still stow any sort of equipment you'd like to do. So talking about the looks, I like the Honda Odyssey. I always have. I always think it looks decently good. I don't think it's going to win any awards. I don't think it's breathtaking. I don't think when you pull up in a Honda Odyssey, anyone is going to drop their shopping bags and go, oh my God. But it does look good. It looks modern, and that's really all you can ask for from a Honda Odyssey. Now, a really cool thing about the key fob is, well, the key fob. There's a couple things on here that are really cool. You have lock and unlock as standard, which every key fob has that. Then you have buttons for each power door, which is super nice. If your hands are full, or if someone wants to get into the car, it's a little kid, they don't really have the arm strength to pull on the door handle, and you're far away, you can click it and it will open up the door for said person. And it actually does work from a pretty good distance away, which is super nice. Then on the key fob, you have power tailgate, so you can hit that, open up your tailgate, which is super nice. And then you have this little turn arrow sort of thing. Basically, when you press that, it will start the Honda Odyssey. Now this is really nice. It's a nice feature, especially for really cold weather or really hot weather. You can leave the climate control on when you turn the car off. Your car will start up, start warming up, the heated seats will turn on. So by the time you get into the car, it'll be warm. Your climate will be where you want it, and it'll be a lot more comfortable. That's a really nice feature on the key fob. Overall, I have to say that the Honda Odyssey actually really is a nice vehicle. It feels more like a car than other minivans that I've reviewed, but this feels more like a car, a little bit more like an SUV almost than an actual minivan. It handles really well, it's super easy to drive, and it has a really good ride quality to it too. I think that's really huge. Both minivans that I drove, the Sienna and the Odyssey, have really good ride qualities, and that's very, very important when you're gonna take these things on long journeys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something about the 2019 Honda Odyssey. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really like it. Take care, guys. There goes a sight from my soul.